Jeremiah chapter 18, verses 3 and 4. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on the wheel. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again another vessel that seemed good to the potter to make it. Let me read that again. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on the wheels. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again another vessel that it seemed good to the potter to make it. I want to talk today from the thought of a new start. A new start. There's a saying that I found to be very true. And for those of you that have lived in a length of time, I'm sure you found yourself repeating this phrase at some point or another. Simply says that I knew then. And some of y'all said it already. I know now. There are some things I would have done differently. Tyrone Davis said it another way. He said, if I could turn back, the hand of time. Literally, we're saying that if I could change some things in my life, if I could undo some things that I've done, I would do them differently. But the fact is, we are not allowed do-overs. Whatever has been done has already been done. We can't change it, we can't undo it, it's already been done. But I'm glad today that I serve a God that allows U-turns, that will allow you to turn from what you've been doing and make a whole new start. I'm glad that I allowed the testimonies today, because many of you that gave testimonies talked about how God made some changes in your life and gave you a brand new start. Am I talking to anybody here today? Anybody today realize that in 2014 you need to make a new start? You need to make some changes in your life. You need to do some things differently. And God allowed you another opportunity to make a new start in your life. And somebody here today needs to know that no matter how rough it's been, no matter how bad 2013 was, God has not given up on you. Nothing in life happens by accident or happenstance. Nothing but God is an accident. That means your life and your being alive is not an accident. Listen, I don't care who got together, when they got together, and what they did to make you. You are not a mistake, because God has no accident. Every individual who is connected to God has their destiny and deliverance in his hand. Listen, your future is not in some man's hand. Your future is not in some employer's hand. Listen, how many of y'all know that your future is in God's hand? God has everything in control, because God can do whatever God wants to do in your life and with your life. I don't care what other folks say. God has the last word, because he is the power, which means he can shape you and break you and make you whatever he deems necessary. In other words, there's only one potter, but many shapes. Most of the pottery that the potter has made does not look like other potter. The potter puts the clay into their own hands with an idea of what they're going to do with the clay that's in their hands. The potter is so creative that he or she will not look around at other pottery and try to make it look like or duplicate what's already in the shop, because each piece has its own unique identity. Y'all didn't get that. Every piece of pottery has its own unique identity. You see, that's why you ought not hate on me or be down on yourself because of your shape. Because the shape was determined by the potter. That's why you know I ought not look at anybody else and into their shape, because your shape is determined by the potter. Y'all still haven't got it yet. Let me go back to Genesis. When God got ready to bring something into existence like water, dirt, light, and animal, he always did it with three words: let there be. Watch this. When he got ready to bring everything into their existence, God said, let there be. But when he got ready to bring humans, God does not say let there be. He says let us make. God does not say let there be man, but he says let us make man. He said let there be fish, let there be stars, let there be cattle. But so he spoke fish, he spoke cattle, he spoke stars, but he made man and woman. Everything else could be spoken into existence because they had others that looked like them. But when God got ready to make you and I, he had something special in mind for every one of us that he could not speak it, for if he had spoken, all of us would have come out looking the same. And aren't you glad today that you don't look like everybody else? Aren't you glad that you look like yourself and nobody else looks exactly like you? So God had to make each and every one of us because he had a shape for each and every one of us. You ought to tell your neighbor, I ain't got to hate on you because God made me as well. He made me, I am what I am. He made me look like I look. He made me look like what I am. He made me how dark I am, but guess what? I am dark and lovely. He made me how light I am. He made me how kinky my hair is. He made me how big my feet are. He made me how big I am, but listen, I'm big, but listen, it's just more than love. If you want to love it, come on here. I'll throw my arms around you. There's more to love. When God made us, God stepped back and looked, and God said, it is good. Listen. Now, the problem comes when the enemy tries to get into your life and tries to mess up your shape by putting you into the shape that you are not supposed to be in. And how many dollars here today can always say, preacher, my life is not in good shape? And in other words, the shape God made me to be is not the shape that I've stayed in. Somebody here can testify that the reason you came today is your shape is all messed up. The first Sunday in 2013, I'm not talking about your physical shape. I'm talking about your spiritual shape. I'm not talking about the shape of your body. I'm talking about the shape of your life, your financial shape, your emotional shape. Everything is all out of place. Your relationship shape, your economic shape, your vocational shape. I wonder today, what shape are you in? How many of you here today can say, listen, Pastor, the first Sunday in 2013, I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm out of shape, and I'm not talking about my physical self. But listen, I got some things in my life that I need God to make new. I need a new start in some things. There's some things in my life that are out of shape. The text says that the word came to Jeremiah. It says, go down and witness what's going on at the potter's house. He goes down there and discovers there's something wrong with the clay. Jeremiah is not given the revelation of what's going wrong. He's told to go down there, and then he'll receive the message after he gets there. God does not tell him to go down there, and this is what you see. God says, go down there, and I'll give you what I got for you. Sometimes, and don't y'all miss this, sometimes the revelation takes migration. Y'all get what I say? Sometimes in order to get the revelation, you gotta have some migration. Let me put it another way. You can't get future revelation in your present situation. Are y'all following me here? Let me bring it even closer to home. You'll never hear what God is saying to you, staying what you are. You gotta get up and move from what you are to hear what God is saying. I don't know who this is for today, but God told me to tell you that He's ready to make some changes in your life. He's ready to give you a new start, but you can't begin until you make a move. You got to go down there. You got to get up and go down, because your blessing is down there. Your miracle is down there. Your revelation is down there. You ought to tell somebody, get up and go down. Stop being where you are. Stop being satisfied with where you are. You got to get up. Can't get up where you are. Can't get it done what you're doing. You got to get up and do something different. And listen, why don't we practice today getting up? Why don't you take your neighbor by the hand and tell them, listen, the day that you need to get up from what you're doing. Pull somebody up by the hand and tell them, God told me to tell you to get up. You've been doing it too long. You've been crying too long. You've been suffering too long. Been wallowing too long. God told me to tell you to get up. Listen, you can't do the same thing you've been doing and expect to get different results. How many know that you got to get up and do something different? In the year 2014, God told me to tell you it's time to get up. Get up from your pity party. Get up out of your stagnation. Get up out of your abusive relationship. Get up from feeling sorry for yourself, from frowning all the time and being pessimistic, from always talking about everybody. God says, get up and do something different.